Hey YouTube, it's Ariel here, arielphoenix.com, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can use concatenate to create a prompt data cell and use that cell to inform your prompt to create business profiles. And this can be used for creating a business directory or any kind of top 10 X in location type of post, which is the main thing people use it for. I created a whole video and it didn't save, so here I am just going over what I've already done, which is make a concatenate cell. And let me just explain what's in this cell. I mean, it goes without saying, you can see it here, but I've done concatenate, and then I've done the name of the business is an type, and in this case it's an accountant, their speciality, and then in G2 it's got the subtype, which, just look at it, it's got accounting, accounting firm, accounting software company, chartered accountant. These are all bits of information that the prompt, the AI, is going to use to inform the profile that it creates, which you can see it's done here already. So let me go back to it. We've got the type, it gives it all kinds of information. They are based in, this is the city, so we've got London. And of course, it's just grabbing this information from your data. So this is scraped data. I've used Outscraper to find accountants or accounting services in a specific location. I've chosen London, and this is what you can see on this sheet. It's got the logo, the review, the opening time, everything that you can get in Google Map. It scrapes and then puts it all in a single Excel file. And then what I've done is I've created a prompt data cell, and I've started to cluster all of this information together. And again, this creates a prompt data cell that we can feed to the AI that's going to inform it to create a business profile or company description. And this is important because once upon a time, like many people, I would use just concatenate and I'd have something like this. So I do end up with a unique profile. This is how people use programmatic SEO, because you take the data and then you concatenate it together. However you do that, this is the sort of thing that you get. It doesn't have much personality. It's got all the facts, but it doesn't have anything unique about it. So everything's going to be the same. You have to be very careful with the way that you word it so it makes sense. For instance, initially I done name of the business is an accountant, their speciality, or I put they specialize in. And then it said in G2, it said they specialize in accountant, accounting firm, accounting software company. It doesn't make sense. So you'd have to try and find a way to word it that would also make sense for all the other, ways that they've worded it. So instead, we can just give the AI the data. As long as it's organized and structured, it's going to understand what to do with it, even if it's not grammatically correct the way we've put it. It's going to understand what we're trying to get at. And then with the prompt, we just direct it on how to use that information. So we've got name of the business is an accountant, their speciality, colon, just makes it easier, cleaner. You don't have to make a sentence when you've got a colon. A speciality, and then all the different subtypes they are based in, and that's the city. Their full address is full address. Their operating hours are operating hours. They have an average Google rating of, and their website is this. So we've given it the facts. We've got all the facts concatenated. So I've used the custom prompt telling it what to do with this information. I've told it to create a business description for a directory. This way it will create it in third person rather than saying we, or this is what we do. Our business has been running for this amount of years. It's going to say they have this, and so on and so forth. So let me read this example. Approved Accounting London is a professional accountancy firm based in the heart of London. Their experienced team provides a range of services, including accounting, chartered accountancy, and software solutions to businesses across the city. They pride themselves on their commitment to customer service and strive to ensure each client receives the best possible advice and support. With an average Google rating of 5, I could put, it should say 5 stars. They have an average, but that's what I've fed it. So if I go in here and I say they have an average Google rating of, and I add space stars, it's going to regenerate that, but that's fine. It's a good example. It's good to show you this. I've got to click and drag this to replace all of them, so they now say average Google rating of 4.1 stars and so on. I've cleared all the others away. Again, my other video had the complete raw data, but I've cleared away anything less than 4 stars, because if you're doing, a top 10 in location post, you really want to make sure you've got profiles that have no gaps in the information. And the first way to do that is to sort them by the rating. So you find the top 5, the top 10. If the top 10 are all 5-star rating, that's perfect. If you need a bit more, just cap it at 4 or something like that. But you have them in order, which is perfect. Again, if you want to go a step further, you can arrange it by the number of reviews. So this one has 14 5-star reviews. This one has 2. This one has 4. So this would be number 2 if there are none with more. So we've got a few 5-star reviews with 4. So you do want to order it based on that. But again, once you've got the raw data, it's completely up to you how you organize it. We just want to create the best prompt data cell, so we've got all the key information, and when the AI takes it, it knows exactly what kind of profile we want to write, and it's going to be factual. Whereas if we just gave it the name of the business, it's going to make stuff up. It has no idea what approved accounting is. Even if it has been in business for 20 years, there could be another firm in New York. Anyway, it doesn't know. So if we give it all of that data, it's going to give us an accurate profile. So now we've got the revised one and we've added stars, and let's look at what it's done now. Approved Accountant in London is a leading accountant in the area offering services related to accounting firms, software companies, and chartered accountants. Established in London since 2019. We don't know how true that is. We do want to fact check. We always want to fact check, because it will go off and do its own thing. But the main thing is that we've given it the facts. So for the most part, it's going to be accurate. It's going to at least have accurate information about their opening times and where they are and their website and things like that. But when it makes claims like they've been in business for 50 years or 20 years, of course, send somebody over to the site to double check it. It does say that. But okay, so their team of experts provide personalized services for each client that comes through the doors. Their office, located at 22 blah, 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 opens from blah, 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 and closes on the weekends. As you can see, it just says Saturday close, Sunday close. So again, the AI has interpreted that information correctly and written a nice human-like profile. With an average Google rating of 5 stars, Approved Accounting London has built a strong reputation as a go-to place for all your accounting needs. See, that's what Concatenate can't do. And then again, we're going to have a completely unique profile. It's not going to be anything like the one above, but it's got the data, exactly the same data. But because we're using GPT-3, it's going to create a unique profile. And it's going to take into consideration, again, things like the specific subtypes that it's mentioned here. So we do get errors. That's one of the downsides of the API. Especially these days, the API has been playing up quite a bit. But for the most part, you can see that's exactly what it's done. And one of the best things about using data sets like this is you can do so many different types from the same data set. So from a programmatic SEO standpoint, the possibilities are endless. The more data you give it, the more you can do with it. So for example, you could be doing top 10 accounting services in London. You could be doing top 10 business management consultants in London. You could do top 10 bookkeeping services in London, all from the same data set, because as you can see, you've got bookkeeping services. The ones that don't mention it, you just wouldn't include them because that might not be a service they offer. But these are different keywords that you can target, again, with the same data set. And if you have a larger data set, again, the possibilities are endless. What you feed it is based on all of these fields that you have. So some fields are unnecessary. I like to include as much as I can that makes sense. So when I do the things like the Google rating, these are things that you would want to mention, especially if you're claiming that these places are the top in the area. You have a completely factual article and the data to back it up. So that's just one example of how you can use one, Google Maps scrape data or Outscraper. You can, any kind of scraping tool that does this, that scrapes Google Maps, you can use. But that's one example of how you can create a prompt data cell, what type of information you can give it, how you can arrange that data, and then how you can get the AI to help you produce something completely original and factual that you can use on your site.